Hi everyone. Before starting, I like to say that if you are a child that is being compared, then show this video to your parents, and please remember yours parent loves you a lot. This video is available in Urdu, English language. In fact, I'll post my every single video in both languages. English, Urdu language, because most of my country people do not understand English language. Many parents compare their children to other kids, with the intention of motivating them to excel. But, comparing a child with other kids, can have the opposite effect, and the child who is being compared, may feel low, because, it may hurt their self-esteem. The spirit of competitiveness is good in children, and it can motivate them to do good and be good, but teaching them to be better than other kids, can sometimes prove to be counterproductive and it will not produce the desired results. It causes deep-set emotional damage, which are difficult to heal and can result in aggression, antagonism or opposition. I mean, your child will more likely to act opposite of exactly what you have instructed him to do, and resentment. All these qualities are detrimental to the gradual growth and progress of children. The problem arises when, instead of observing our child's individual growth and progress and seeking help if needed, we start comparing our child to either his siblings or other children and judge him for being different. When is the exact time when parents start this comparison? The minute when we start our journey of parenthood, we start to compare our parenthood journey with others. We benchmark ourselves and our experiences against those other parents we know. For example, look at neighbor's son. He studies every day and gets 90% and above in all his subjects. We all fall into the comparison trap. This child comparison is mostly observed in educational field for boys, and girls are mostly compared in household chores. Mothers mostly says look at others girls, they do household chores and study as well. And they are excellent to manage both tasks. Why can't you do it? Now, here, I'm not saying that your intentions are wrong, but trust me, your method is. Benchmarks are good. Benchmarks allow us to determine developmental milestones and enable us to keep track of our child's physical, mental and emotional development. It allows us to have those all-important conversations with our doctors if our child is not meeting his developmental benchmarks. Early intervention has proven to be crucial in children with developmental delays. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." By comparing our child to his siblings or other children, we run the risk of losing sight of what makes our child special and unique. We need to understand that all of us are different in our own ways. We have different skills, interests, personality traits and abilities that make us who we are. And the same applies to our children. By constantly comparing our child to other children, we increase his anxiety and stress levels. Children want to please their parents, and not being able to do so can make them anxious. It can lower their self-esteem. Sometimes, parents also want to refrain from this comparison. They, unfortunately, end up doing so. The only reason is, they don't realize. Though it seems to be an inevitable human trait, parents need to restrain that impulse. Children do not respond well to negative criticism, and comparison to others is even more debasing or insulting for them. For this, firstly, all you need to do is just keenly observe yourself. I hope I'm succeeded to explain you the emotional condition of your child. So, what we can do about it, as parents. But first, we need to understand the consequences of comparison. The negative impact of comparison is given below. 1. Increases sibling rivalry. If parents compare elder kids to their younger siblings, it will foster rivalry, and the older kids might then start teasing, fighting, hitting and behaving aggressively with the younger ones. 2. Instills detachment. When children are compared to their siblings, friends or cousins, they feel insecure and try to maintain distance from their parents. It can also lead to behavioral or developmental problems later on as they mature. 3. Suppresses talents. When kids are not appreciated and are constantly compared to others, their talent will not bloom, and they will eventually lose the potential and talent both. 4. Leads to carefree attitude. If kids notice their parents appreciating other kids more, they will feel ignored and will never try to please their parents. And, eventually, it will produce a carefree attitude in them. 5. Increases hesitation and impacts social interactions. If kids receive constant ridicule and taunts from their parents, they will gradually start avoiding public interaction in the presence of the parents. Because, they'll feel hesitate, and think that their parents will insult them. They will never meet their friends to their parents. Again, they will think that their parents will debase them. And eventually it will lead to a greater distance in their relationship. 6. Diminishes self-worth. Children's self-confidence is affected when they are compared to other children. Once your child will realize that they are good at nothing, it can deteriorate their performance even further. 7. Destroys self-esteem. Kids' growth gets hampered when they start believing they are not capable of performing well. They will always think that they will never be able to match up to the expectations of their parents. And in upcoming videos we'll discuss soon inshallah that how low esteem affects your child. 8. Builds stress. Parents must not pressurize their children to perform and burden them with extreme expectations. They should instead find solutions, and help their kids to get over their reservations by communicating with them. Now when you're fully aware of this concept of child comparison, and its effects in your child, let's quickly jump right into the solutions. For all those parents who are listening to me, PLZ, you guys need to understand that your children are not decorative pieces. And that's why they should not be treated as accessories by parents. They cannot be treated as objects to show off in social circles. By setting unrealistic or super high goals, you're ruining the lives of your own kids. Always remember that they should be treated with respect as independent individuals and need to be loved and understood. Parents must spare some time to listen to their children. And children also must try to understand their thought process. As individual human beings, as soon as kids learn to express their likes and dislikes, they should only be guided and not be influenced by anyone's thoughts and opinions. Children should be allowed to think critically and take decisions on their own, which is how they will develop mutual trust, respect, and love. And I've seen almost every parent saying this to their kids that, you guys should be thankful that we are doing you a favor to send you in expensive schools and colleges, etc. PLZ, remember that education is not a special favor but a right. Some parents think that they have done their kids a favor by putting them in good and expensive schools. Acquiring education is every kid's right, and it is the responsibility of the parents to provide education. Parents should understand that the primary goal of the best education is to create responsible and self-reliant individuals and not only qualify them for acquiring a job and earn money. And now here, I want to ask you a question. Are you one of those who always compares their children to others? Can you PLZ try to imagine that how much your child will be suffering because of you? How much your child distant himself from Here's some simple solutions for guys to rebuild the lost charm of your relationship. 1. Give unconditional love and support. Appreciation in public will boost kids' morale. Children should be spoken to respectfully and given lots of love and support. 2. Set realistic expectations goals, simple yet achievable goals. Parents must not commit the mistake of setting unrealistic goals or too much difficult goals for their children. They should instead try to understand the inherent potential of their kids and help them excel in their fields of interest. Let them do what they do want to. 3. Appreciate the strengths. Whatever task kids do well should be appreciated generously. Liberal appreciation will help them gain the confidence to face the world. 4. Help children cope with their weaknesses. When parents know their kids' weak areas, they must support and help the kids to help them overcome their weaknesses. Though it is not easy, it can be achieved with unconditional support and motivation. And most important point that I want to make you understand since from the start of this video is PLZ. 5. Do not compare, rather set benchmarks. If parents set realistic benchmarks rather than criticizing their children, they will see a considerable improvement in their performance. At this stage, building confidence and self-worth are of utmost importance. The trait of comparing and competing is more common among parents than children. The undue pressure of an excellent performance is most degrading for kids and produces a negative outcome. Parents must not rob the joy out of their kids' life and allow them the space to grow and prove their merit. No one is perfect at encompassing excellence in all the fields of performance, be it sports or academics. But a positive approach and motivating kids without comparing them with other kids can help them do good and become confident and successful individuals. Lastly, as parents, if you truly want to protect your children, then, there's only one way, and that's when they will come and tell you everything, literally every single thing, that's happening in their lives. Now you can't claim that we are parents, we already know everything happening in their lives, maybe there are certain things that you don't like or appreciate. But you have to learn to deal with them. And the most simple key is never be critical or judgmental while listening, you child. That's it for the today's videos. If you find this video helpful, then PLZ support me, I'm new at YouTube. I'll catch you in another informative video. Thanks.